Hey, don't you ever get so bored and drained by the weather, it's raining outside, that all you want to do is just make a quick chair yoga video on YouTube? Well, that's what I thought. I was just sitting there and behind the camera on a chair, on a laptop, chair like this, kind of like an average chair. And I was thinking, well, I cannot go outside. It would be nice to go for a walk, but I can't. My body's kind of getting a bit stiff and needs a bit of maintenance, but I'm too lazy to actually get off the chair. So why don't you do a bit of a chair yoga? Like, for me, chair yoga sounds like a bit ridiculous. However, it is very, very, very useful for the body. So I thought, okay, I will show you some things that I actually do for myself when I'm on a chair. I don't call it yoga. I just do call it body maintenance, just stretching. So let's get into it and do a couple of things. And one of my first ones is cat and cow. So we start with the basic hip pelvis movement, back and forward. Might be useful if you saw it from the side. So idea is that I'm moving myself back and forward with my hip, and I can actually even go like this. Oh yeah, I can move a bit more forward and just lazy into the chair, like I'm getting a bit too tired here. So yeah, the bad thing about these chairs, they're so comfortable in sense that you can sometimes I just slide down here as well when I'm sitting on them. And because it's actually good for the spine because it moves once in a while, but when I catch myself in this position too long, I kind of sit up after a while. However, in this case, it's really nice to have this bit more of a bigger range of the movement. You can always synchronize with the breath. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. You can always go for the shoulders and chest as well. As you open up the chest, shoulders back and down. As you close, shoulders forward. You can always go for the chin as well. And you can just have a full spinal wave if you feel like doing one. So there's lots of fun things you can do here to make your spine happy. I'm not sure if I can manage to do it reverse of the spinal wave, the other direction. You can try that one. And once you get kind of really bored of the exercise, I love doing, especially for my lower back. The edge of the chair, another one on my leg. And then I go back to the middle, make a twist to the other side. Oh, pop. That was nice. Hold it for a couple of breaths to the middle. And usually, so I usually do a couple of them. So this is not that much of yoga as I'm showing you now, because if it was an actual class, I would actually stay here and inhale, exhale deeper, inhale, hold, exhale deeper. But when I'm just on a chair and just walking and I'm too lazy to do yoga, I'm just doing these regular chair twists and maybe tuning to my breath, maybe not, and just coming back to the middle. And the most thing is, oh, my lower back is so much healthier now. I do a couple of shakes, couple of movements here and there. Shoulders, you can do the shoulder rolls to one side, shoulder rolls to the other side, and then the neck. Oh, if I'm sitting too long on a computer, my neck just needs to move. So I start with the circles, and in a proper yoga class, you would be doing synchronizing in the breath. So inhale, open, up, exhale, down. Inhale, up, and exhale, down. So you see the difference between yoga and regular exercise? All that body cares is in, like, on a low level, is just the movement. So your neck actually wants the movement, whether you do it as a yoga or not. However, your nervous system do appreciate the breathing. So if you incorporate the breathing, you do get calmer and more focused and energized. If you don't do the breathing, your body is still happy, it's just a one step less. So it's kind of like those 80% of the asana physical exercise and 20% cake cherry on the top of the breathing. So don't worry if you don't do that. So then of course, when you do the neck exercise, you always be careful and be mindful. Don't press it anywhere. Go from side to side, do movements just to make sure there's nothing stuck there. And then once you're back to the middle, another one of my favorites is checking on the shoulder, do a bit of massage. Yeah, check the neck. You can go up to the neck and just check the shoulder. Check all the upper part here. If you feel any tension, release the tension there. And just be mindful and gentle. If there's nothing there, just swipe it across to the opposite hip down. Oh, good. And then of course we do the same thing other side. So it's checking with the right hand to the left shoulder, left neck. Feel if there's any pain. I've been taking good care of myself, my body. There's no pain, no stress, no tension. So for me, I just give a gentle press and it's like, oh, so nice, feels nice. There's like no tension, no knots, no nothing, just beautiful sensation. So however, if you did feel some tension here and there, some pain maybe, you might want to massage it out. So that's why I'm staying here for longer. And then once ready, you swipe it out. And to make sure it's not a fluke, so your body kind of understands that this is something we do regularly and this is normal thing to do. We do it a couple of sides to each side. And then you can do it faster. And then you can go for energetical one when you just swipe the one to the other. And this is really deep energetical work where you restore the energy in your chest across the meridians and makes you more energized. So if you do it a bit faster, you kind of imagine yourself spinning a bit faster, and you can also do it like really slow, gentle, and really feeling your body. You can also do it a bit sexy if you want, like scratching yourself. And you can just like barely touch as well, like feather going across your chest. You can and feel how it feels. From let's do another thing that's really nice to do. I do myself, have to be honest here. And I do it. It's a bit here on the chair, so maybe it's easier to lean a bit more forward, with cheating here a bit, and then side bend. Stretch your, so maybe separate your legs, your left elbow onto your left knee. Have a steady support here. To one side, you let it go, and then we do the same thing on our side. We kind of lean towards the right leg, put your elbow on top of the leg, lean slightly forward, open up the chest, twist, turn, and stretch. Stretch your left arm up to the sky. You can look up, open up the chest, make a bigger turn, really go for it. If you feel like playing around, you can go to the side, to the front, to the completely front. And as you move, you might notice some movements in your hip. So you might notice some restrictions here. You can play around here, and we have to play around the other side as well. To a bit more side. One more time to this side, lean forward. If it's a bit too difficult, you can also go like this and then lean into it and see how low you can go, and then reach up and stretch. Doesn't really matter how you enter, but it doesn't care. Only yoga instructors will care, because that's mindfulness. So if your yoga instructor tells you to do it a specific way and you don't do it, it's either of two ways. Either you were not listening, so you were not mindful, or you can and you needed adjustment. So either of those two. So either you're a sinner because you're not mindful, you've been distracted, and it's the point of yoga, or you're just a rebel, you don't want to do it. So many different ways how to explain why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. However, when you're doing for yourself, like I'm doing right now, doesn't care, no one cares. You're just more playful, more fun, see where it goes. So I'm talking so much, I actually have no idea what I'm gonna do next. So let me do a forward bend, which is really lower back. So you could be doing all kinds of stuff. You tighten your string, because if you release support, you have to rely on your lower back to keep you supported, strength and muscle, and if you have them tightens up, flexible like me, you might get lower and lower and lower, and maybe just even hang it. And if you're there, you might be even just hang here for a while. Just let the body loose completely and let the gravity do the work for you, because what you don't want to do, probably, potentially, you don't want to be kind of like, I need to get lower, I need to press, and I need to do the work here. You could do that, or you just hang here and just be lazy, you know. The part of the reason why we're doing this because we're too lazy to do anything else, and because we're too lazy, we don't want to overwork. So that's the mindset here. You do the least possible work, unless it's fun. So if you feel like doing fun here, you can do that. Kind of feels nice, stress release, do that by all means, but it's not necessary to gain flexibility. You stay here for a couple of breaths, and of course, if you're really curious, playful, you can always do twists from here, down there, or up here, doesn't matter. Twist is a twist, your lower back will appreciate it. Twist your neck at the same time, do a twist. Use support, hands, giving you different options for different levels. Just enjoy it. We kind of lean back to our chairs and we're gonna lift our legs up. This is one of the things I do myself as well when I'm getting bored sitting at the computer, just to train my quadriceps up here, and just lift the legs up. I'm not sure if you can see them. Maybe I need to put my camera slightly lower if I can. Maybe, potentially, yeah. So I'm just putting my feet up here in mid-air, and the higher they are, more straight they are, more I'm working here. You can check your kneecaps if they're moving. You can do a bit more work here. Usually they're not, even if they're down here, they're not really moving. So you can just play around with your kneecaps here, just give a massage there. You can give a massage to your quads up here, and just stay with the legs up here. At some point they will get a bit tired. They will kind of bending, and if you lose the focus and attention, they kind of like down they go. Try to keep them as high as you can. You can have a bit of fun here because it's office, you're probably bored as well, and you might want to just have this nice walking feeling. It's really nice for the legs as well, and also works here up to strengthen your hip flexors. It's a really nice thing to do. And because we're sitting, we kind of can do all kinds of stuff. And if you get really bored, you can also sneak in a couple of twists here from here as well and feel the difference. You can shake your butt. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff here. Movements. Make sure you keep your chair safe, don't break it. Attend to your regular safety procedures when sitting on the chair, and always have fun. So this might be enough for the legs for a while. You might want to shake them out, release any tension if you have any. Now let's do a bit more fun. So let's see if you have space enough here in the office. If maybe you need to back up from the table. This is something I never do. I just do it just for fun right now because I don't have a table in front of me. So putting your right leg to the chest and just stretching it to the chest, pointing the toes down and just keeping it up here. And if you're really curious and really playful, you could do all kinds of funny stuff here. You could grab your leg all kinds of ways, up from down, play around, hold it up here, maybe even grab it to the here, and then you just have it like a baby here. Play around, have some fun, don't limit yourself. And if you fail to hold your leg any specific way you want, just laugh at it and just have fun. Maybe you can put it to the ear, to the head. Some yogis can put it behind the head, don't worry. If it's an office you're alone, I don't recommend putting behind the head. It might get stuck and you might need to call someone, and sometimes it's embarrassing. So maybe don't try to do that, especially if you're not warmed up. So just have this one, and just to release it gently, just put your right leg on top of the left one, and one of the laziest ones, you kind of do the half butterfly. So you just press your hand. You can even like really, maybe you can see I'm just really laying in here, like sliding even down, like just getting really lazy. And just opening up one of the hips, just like sitting down, enjoying the view, seeing the mountains. I'm lucky to have some mountains here. Usually I don't, I'm usually just back there and you don't see them that well. So really enjoying it. Telling myself I'm really productive here, my body enjoys it. And one thing I actually do like to do is give a bit of a massage here. Just press in to release my hip, my legs, just kind of check in there. And just nice to touch. You can also ask some friends to massage your legs if you want, toes, massage your foot, anything you want. It's nice, body appreciates it. And from here, you kind of release the leg gently, slowly. And of course, we have to do the same thing to the other side as well. You don't want to make one leg jealous, another one not. So we just make attention. We may label different names, but one. Or bored of this exercise, you just start playing around with your leg. Try to find how you can hold it in your hands. Put it closer to your nose, to your ear, to the other ear, maybe behind the head if you can, and just play around. Maybe seated bird of paradise if you're really adventurous here, if you have enough space. So all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and when you get bored of hanging your leg up here, kind of like, yeah, it's a leg, it stays there. And you're kind of like, okay, what's else there? Maybe you start poking your leg, and then after you're done with poking your leg, you're kind of like, okay, this shoulder gets a bit tired of carrying it. So you put it back down and you kind of relax, chill here. You can also go forward if you want, see how it feels. That's also an option, really nice forward bend from here. And just play around. If you're lazy, you lay back, poke your leg. Before we massage, now we're poking it. Are you there? Are you there yet? So just have fun. Don't take your leg too seriously. Just make sure the leg is happy. Whatever you do, don't go overboard with it. So have a bit of fun, but make sure it understands the jokes. So luckily my legs, they have a really good sense of humor, so they take my jokes lightly, so that's good. I'm very lucky in that sense. So hopefully you have too, so you can have some fun with your legs. And whenever you get too bored, you just come back to your breathing, man. Just come back to your breathing. So deep inhale, exhale out. And imagine blowing candles out from your leg, like dropping your toes. All kinds of crazy stuff you can come up here. So you just make sure that you're actually doing something, stretching here. And once you get bored of that, you can make a bit of a forward bend here and release your leg. So, and from here, let's go for more forward bend. Forward bends are so important for the back, and we're kind of moving here from side to side, and we do it more for the shoulder. So exhale down, inhale up, exhale down. You're kind of reaching your shoulder towards your knee, but instead of going all the way down to the knee, which is possible, we're kind of going forward and down, if that makes sense. So leaning forward and down while keeping your back straight. So kind of like, yeah, keeping your back straight and doing this kind of exercise. This is really nice for the digestion as well. It moves a bit your belly. Yeah, it's good for the shoulders. And one thing, if you're like me, you're always at the computer doing lots of programming, coaching, editing, all kinds of crazy stuff, automating your life, writing scripts, hacking the system, reading, obsessing about next way how to getting yourself in a flow state, watching YouTube videos, studying mindfulness, magic, bringing magic in your life, and that all is online content, so your eyes might get a bit tired once in a while. So I do recommend staring at your tip of your nose, staring as far as you can, tip of the nose, mountains, tip of the nose, ledge, balcony, mountains, trees. And you just go from side to side and keep organizing your eyes, and then we go back to the middle. And we couldn't be seated here because sometimes I like to do more things in a same way. I'm gonna do it in a forward bend because I really want to release my lower back. If you want, you can stay up. And now I'm gonna close my eyes, and I'm gonna go my eyes left and right. So left, right, look to the right, look to the left. But I'm gonna do it with the eyes closed. And if you feel like, and if you're in a position, put your hands on top of your eyelids so it's a bit more darker. So it also helps you to relax your eyes and really imagine like really releasing all the tension from your eyes. Let them really relax into the darkness. Look to the right, look to the left, look to the right, look up and look down. To the left, up, right, down, up, down. Look up, hold it for up, keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Look down, keep breathing, regular breathing. Look right, look left. And then make circles and just circle your legs to the right. Up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left. Just make gentle circles and switch direction. Make circles with your eyes closed. Maybe open if you feel like, but then make sure that your palms are in front of your face. And then release, relax, and just let your eyes relax in front of you and just have some fun with yourself. And whenever you're done, your eyes will say thank you for the patience you had it. And it wouldn't be me if I didn't involve a bit of an ab exercise. So what we can do is go a bit more forward onto the chair, lift up your knees, and you could lean backwards and just grab both of your legs onto your knees and kind of lean backward. You kind of need to be kind of on the front of the chair, but make sure you keep your balance. And you can balance in your sitting bones here just by holding your knees up to the chest. This is quite advanced. Depending on the chair you have, it might have wheels, so be careful. You might want to hold on to the armrests here if you have some. Maybe you hold on here. It's also advisable to keep the balance. Maybe don't lean against too much on your back. You can also do that. The most important thing is that you find a nice safe position where you're working a bit on your abs. Your legs are up, close as possible to the chest. I remember long time ago, last year in January, feels like ages ago, I couldn't push my knees to the chest. I could then push them maybe here if I was, but I didn't have enough strength and flexibility to do it on my own. So don't worry if you're not able to go up there. Maybe you're kind of feeling being here, that's all fine. I can always go for a showing off in office, you know. I'm doing a chair pose here. Full chair pose, legs straight, not leaning against my back, keeping my spine straight, and just showing off in office. You can always do that. And maybe even take the shoes off, which is even nicer. At some point you get tired and you hug your knees to the chest, keep balancing your sitting bones, have some fun. And from here you can always release one leg straight, keep one leg to the chest, switch the legs. Again, working on your hip flexors and abs at the same time. Back to the middle and release. And from here we could always go for a bit of a breath work, but I think it's enough. For a lazy day in office, I think we can finish here. Hope you enjoyed it, hope you feel a bit more better and energized. And as always, smile, be present, and have it magical.